Welcome to another week of Completion Critiques, where each episode we review a game's completion and achievement rates to see what we can learn about how it engaged with audiences and if there were any major pain points or stumbling blocks that turned people away. We're basing it on those metrics up there. If you'd like to suggest a game for a future show, please get in touch. And if you'd like to vote for future episodes, all Patreon supporters get voting rights. You'll find links to everything down below. But with that said, let's begin. But let's take a look at Guacamelee 2. And this one, before we get to it, here's my question for those of you watching this live or recorded. The sequel to a game, do you think we're going to have higher or better rates in terms of clear rates and lower churn? Or do you think it will be consistent with the first game? Because again, when it comes to sequels, you are pulling people who play the first game as much as you are attracting people who missed out. So there is a chance that the people who are playing this game, they already know all the pain points and challenges of the first game and are more inclined to stick with it. So let's see what we can get here. And we enjoyed Guacamelee 2. We played this one on stream. We did a co-op run with, I think, Thorn and Shark. Somehow, all three of us, despite lag, despite platforming, we managed to see the game all the way through. With a whole lot of deaths along the way. So, as we can see, again, we have a lot of churn at the beginning of this game. And that surprises me about this. I mean, with Doom 2016, they lost 20 or 15% of the player base before they even beat the first level. This is, again, like 20 to 30 minutes in-game to lose so much people. And I am very curious, for those of you who did quit Guacamelee early on, what stopped you from playing it? Because this is even before we got the power moves and the special abilities. And I have a theory about this. It's the same thing we saw with They Bleed Pixels. That when you combine two distinct gameplay systems, it tends to, I think, hurt these games in terms of a wider audience. Because again, They Bleed Pixels, super masochistic platforming, with a fairly challenging or fairly technical fighting system. And Guacamelee is in that same camp. And we could even argue Hollow Knight has some challenging combat as well. It's a game theory. It's a masochistic theory. So again, what we're looking for is any other spikes. And Guacamelee 2, if I remember, is a little bit longer than the first game. I'm going to pull up my achievement list here as well, so we can see where we ranked. Let's see. We kept on going, and we did those super challenges, that's for sure. There's the final challenge. Alright, so let me pull this back up here. There we go. At least there's not 700 achievements in this one. So, 74 to 66. Yeah, that's a little bit too high. 66. Absolutely Candy, the FL. That's the second boss. That's 7. Yeah. Again, I don't want to see more than 6% churn to basically for it to stabilize. So we lost a whole lot of people. Again, it's been a while since we played this game. I don't know, again, how far these two achievements are from each other, but they have to be very short. Like maybe under 30 minutes of actual play. So something was just not gelling with 34% of the people who bought Guacamelee 2. Oh, nice. I only got 100% that one. So 47 to 41, 4%. Alright, so to be kind to this, that's 55. That's a little too high. 48 to 55. That's 7. Alright. We'll go with a 55% for stabilization. I enjoyed it too, Pony, but apparently not a lot of people did. So many of them just like quit early on. So if it's stabilized at 55, it has 45 churn, which that is a decent, or that's a not a horrible churn rate. So let's see. We go from 55. We're going down. Kill enemies as a chicken. Another boss fight. Discover the Illuminati. And again, I think this game is just a really solid Metroidvania. Use all 4 of your specials. Defeat these bosses. And again, it's stabilized. Like, we're not seeing any more pain points past like the first 30 minutes, we could say, maybe 40 minutes of play. But it's still not good. And I would love, again, to know what stopped people. Is it a issue with the game, or just an issue with, you know, what people were expecting out of that? He looks portable. 1 down. So the good thing, we have a little troll right there. So Nacho Libre, this is the final, this is the beating the game achievement. So 29.2, that is that is really good. That's actually on the better side. That if you can get to at least 30% clear rate of your game, I think that's fantastic. And like we said earlier, like 20% is still really damn good. The problem is when we get down to 10%, 5%, 0.07%. That's when we got the problems. Did you say hi to me too, Chris? The whole music of Guacamelee is fantastic too. I do like kind of like the mariachi bands and like that kind of musical style. I enjoy like the tropical music from Tropico. Tropical Tropico. Say that 10 times fast. So we have a 29.2. Again, we'll round that down to 29 clear rate. Aw, thank you. So 29 clear. That is, again, really good. Yeah, exactly. So 29 divided by 55 times 100 is we have a core base of 52.7. We'll round up to 53. So in terms of its audience, Guacamelee 2 was better than Guacamelee 1. And again, as a point of comparison, we go to the Super Edition. Again, huge churn at the start. 17 versus 29. So they definitely kept more people. And again, I think this is to be expected with sequels. And as another point, if we go back up here really fast, 1716 versus 1857 in terms of reviews. Now again, that doesn't track total players or total consumers. But we can see that they both had roundabout similar interests. Yeah, and we did, when I looked at Guacamelee 1 in the first part of our stream, I did look at the Gold Edition as well as the Super Turbo Championship Edition. So Super Turbo, or I'm sorry, the Gold Edition has the most reviews. It also has the most achievements. That has... Where is it? Here it is. 6.4%. So it actually did worse than Guacamelee Super and Guacamelee 2 in terms... Aww. Hello, Leona. Than those two games. So again, even though Guacamelee 2 had massive churn, just like the other editions of the game, we can see up here that it stabilized, and then it kept a good majority of the people who made it through that. And that, again, is impressive, especially when we're combining these genres. When it comes to Guacamelee 2, unfortunately, let me get this back up here, we can't see upgrades. And I'm curious from a progression standpoint why they removed those achievements compared to the Gold Edition. But we can see, again, that as we get further in, we're losing more people. But with the fact that this is a sequel, we did do that. I still gotta finish the end as Nye. But we can see that with the sequel, that it's retaining more people. Because I'm sure that the majority of the people who are playing Guacamelee 2 played and probably beat or got far in Guacamelee 1. But even with those ranges, that is a very significant drop compared to from Guacamelee 1 to Guacamelee 2. So it's not fully accurate, however. Unfortunately, it's very hard to get accurate numbers outside of you being a developer. Number 2, not 2. But what we can at least see with the Steam clear rates, that at least that seems to be fairly more accurate, is that people who got past that beginning, and I'm sure most of them were fans, did stick with this game further. And I really like the story of the second one. They got very fourth wall breaking craziness. Didn't we go to the Get Good universe in Guacamelee 2? 5% of the hidden items, hit a dozen eggs. Let's see. I did complete all of Flameface's challenges. I never got the good ending. Dun dun dun. I did beat the game on hard mode? How did that not happen? Yep, that's true as well. Guacamelee 2 came out in 2018. So that would be a post-Hollow Knight, post-Souls-like, post-a-lot-of-like universe. No, I'm pretty sure the reason we didn't play on hard mode was because a certain shark wasn't confident in his platforming skills. Because remember, I played with Thorn and Shark. If I was playing on my own... It says, can you please tell him I'm in kindergarten? Alright. How is kindergarten? I think Leo may be our youngest audience member here. I should do should I do a children's stream at some point? Well, we can't have Shark on because he'll scare all the kids. Oh no, I'm pinning on you. Thorn and Shark weren't Gouda enough to play this, to play on hard mode. Because, if I was playing on my own, it would just be on hard mode and masochistic difficulty every single time. And then these are kind of the costume achievements. 2.7 got every achievement. That's actually impressive. Because usually the super duper ultra difficult achievements are like 1%, 0.05%. Also, wait, something's not right here. How did more people get every achievement in the game than fewer people got these two achievements? Makes me wonder if these were added in after the game was done, kind of like what they did with Payday. Ooh, I should review Payday at some point. I bet you could beat me at Ultimate Chicken Horse. Nice. Oh, she could be our fourth in Gunfire. She's probably better at me than Stardew Valley. Probably better at me at Minecraft because I barely played that game. But we have Eagle Boost, achieve 100% completion. Fuck the hen. Perfect. I think that's get through a fight without getting hit or taking any damage. Oh, we gotta open up those loot boxes. But again, even if a game is of high quality, and Guacamelee 2 certainly is, there's definitely a discussion. I think we need to have a topic about mixing genres, either on the streams or as a video. Because we're seeing this case where when you're combining these very different mechanics, it's causing a lot of people just to not want to play it, or causing very high churn almost at the get-go. And it's always that risk you run into when you are doing things different like that. Oh, the SF car. Oh. There's a Street Fighter car in Guacamelee too. Of course there is. So that reminds me. So we have Payday 2, Evil Within, Resident Evil 4. What was another one that was mixing genres? I just had it in the back of my head and then I lost it. Hopefully it will come to me at some point today. But, oh, I remember. The Witcher. We have to do a Witcher 2, Witcher 3. That way I can talk about how much I hate those games and then piss off every CD Projekt Red fan who will come after me much like the La Mulana and Let It Die audience. Yeah, I thought it was really as well, Pony. But again, we're losing almost 40% of the people almost within 20 to 30 minutes of playing this game. So something is just, just like not working for a majority of people who bought Guacamelee 2. And again, I think that's where that mixed genre comes in. I also know if I put The Witcher 2 and The Witcher 3 on the list of games for people to vote for, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to vote on those just to get me in trouble when I talk about how much I don't like The Witcher 2 and Witcher 3. But I think we will wrap things up here for this week's show. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really go over. Yeah, a whole lot of people also even got your mask. And again, that's like 20 minutes of play. Again, people will quit a game for any number of reasons. Maybe they don't like chickens. Maybe they had a traumatic experience with chickens and this game was going to cause trouble. I love this one. Lucho narrative resonance. What doesn't mean nasty skeletons without families? Get that little narrative dissonance right there. Complete a challenge, the meme universe. So again, once people got past that early point, they did keep a lot of people entertained. And yeah, we'll have to do a play of Guacamelee 2 again after we're done with the end is nigh. I almost said the evil within. The evil is nigh. Somebody turn that into a game. What do you increase retainment for Metroidvanias? That's a tough one. I think getting to the good stuff as quickly as possible is important. You don't want the player to feel like they're playing a lesser game for 2 to 3 hours. Also, removing pain points is a big one. Again, Hollow Knight, I hated the map system in Hollow Knight, and I think a lot of people also got really tired of it. Other than that, I think it really is going to depend on what kind of gameplay loop you're going for. Because Castlevania's design is different than Hollow Knight's, which is different from Guacamelee. And as a spoiler alert, when Konami decides to release that second Castlevania edition, whatever the anniversary edition is on Steam, is there a listing for it yet? Like, here's the first anniversary edition. When they release the second one, with all the DS and those Metroidvanias on it, it's not listed yet. I am going to play the hell out of those on stream. Oh, well, here's... we were just talking about breaking the car. Again, I love the look of Guacamelee and Guacamelee 2 as well. And I think that look probably is what brought a lot of people to the game. But they may not have liked it once they started playing it, sadly. Yeah, mapping is a very big point. You want to have something that lets you remember, did I need a double jump here? Did I need the dash over here? Did I need super jump over there? I'm going to be really curious. We should add... You know what? We got to add Axiom Verge to the list as well. Yep. And that's a really good affordance as well in terms of the UX. Having each power be a different color, so you always know, okay, if it's a red block, I need to use, the uppercut. If it was a green or yellow block, it's always ground stomp. It also had a lot of fast travel. And to Chris's comment about, what a good Metroidvania needs, you really need to have fast travel and shortcuts. That was a very big problem with Tales of Iron that we played. That every time I had to do a quest, we got to go back up here to turn it in. But then we have a quest back down here. So we go back down here, to then go back up, to then go back down, go back up. Shark fell asleep a few times during the stream. And it's still going on in terms of that kind of back and forth, back and forth. And you also want to make your movement feel good. Again, a very polished movement system in an action game is incredibly important. Because if your character feels horrible to play, nobody's going to stick through unless you're a masochist like me. Yep, and again, Hollow Knight went for the old, okay, you're here, the whole world is open, start wandering around, the Dark Souls style. And that, again, like, I think Hollow Knight is a fantastic game, one of my favorites of the last decade, but it did so many things, either poorly, or just, anti-UX, that it churned a lot of people. And before any Hollow Knight fans want to, jump on stream or leave a nasty comment saying, oh, I'm being, wrong or stuff like that. Because we looked at Hollow Knight as one of our earlier shows. It has a clear rate of 19.5, I believe. Well, one of these endings. Dream No More. So it lost a ton of people. And it lost them very early on in this game. So again, once you're in it for one of these games, you're going to stick through it, pain point or not. But the point about this is you don't want pain points. You don't want people to quit your game for incidental reasons. And yeah, I loved Hollow Knight. I beat the game. We did the White Palace. Apparently, there's some super masochistic version of the White Palace that I saw somebody beat on YouTube that I don't even know. Oh yeah, I'm in there with you, Pony. I'm waiting for Silk Song, and maybe someday. Well, now we gotta do it. Oh no. I have no idea what a kid show this is going to be. Well, the good thing is I don't normally swear, so that helps out. I know, I need one of those shirts from Blue's Clues, so I could wear that. That's how you'll know it's the kids' stream. Yeah, well, the next time I run through Hollow Knight, I will have to attempt it. And then you guys can take a drink. A non-alcoholic drink, of course, every time I die during the Path of Pain. There we go. I think we're getting really off topic here. But yeah, someone needs to put in the Path of Masochism. Or just call the Path of Josh in one of their games. So, we have really stumbled into off the path here. Well, which is kind of, I guess, accurate for a Metroidvania. So, with these kinds of games, again, mixing genre. There we go. That is the perfect comment, I think, to end this on. So, when you are mixing genres, be it Metroidvania, action and RPG, platforming and fighting, you are going to lose people. And it's always that risk when it comes to mixed genre kind of designs. Because somebody who is a hardcore action fan may not want to play an RPG, just as an RPG fan may not want to play a hardcore action game. And if you're a platformer, platforming is its own unique set of skills and its own unique genre. It's why there's a difference between a game that is a platformer and a game that lets you jump. So, like a game like Assassin's Creed, or any, third or first person, like open world kind of action adventure game, even if you're jumping around in that, that's not really considered a platformer. A platformer is a game that is explicitly set up as jumping, as both a primary mechanic and a primary obstacle. Yes, the fighting is definitely different. It has its own combat system with the different moves, the different counters. Oh yeah, and I remember when you start running into like the alternate universe, you have to shift the universe back and forth to attack different enemies. Yet, you do the combos, and the system is very well tuned. But if you're going into Guacamelee wanting platforming, you're going to have to fight. Just as if you're going into the game wanting to fight, you gotta go into with the platforming. The chicken. Oh, nice. Oh, happy birthday. Everyone is a game. Sharky is a pay-to-win, free-to-play game. And I'm a Kaizo, brutally difficult Souls-like. What kind of game are you? For those of you watching this, everyone, live or recorded. But we'll end things here before we get even more off track for this week's episode. If you want to catch these shows live, if you're watching them recorded, you can tune in Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Patreon supporters get to vote for each week's show. So if you'd like to support the channel and, pick what games I get to cover here first, join the Patreon. They're linked down below. And come back for all the daily streams. Well, who's a visual novel, racing, space sim, ARPG platformer? Who wants to be that? Yeah. Happy birthday to Chris. And goodbye, Leona. Come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where he's in the art and science of games. Talk about life. And maybe we'll have a kids version at some point. But until then, take care, everybody.